Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with friends, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thank you.
Man, I wish Rough Ryder would make a knife in the United States. I've been hearing that for the last 25 years. Why doesn't Rough Ryder make knives in the United States? Well, the simple answer to that is they cannot afford to make them in the United States and keep the price point that they're made at and keep up the same quality. And that's why they're made in China instead of the United States. But what people don't understand is Rough Ryder is a Smoky Mountain Knife Works house brand, and Smoky Mountain Knife Works does have a house brand that is made in the United States. So if you're looking for a knife similar in quality to Rough Ryder but made in the United States, there is a brand that you can look at, but be forewarned that the quality of the steel is going to be slightly less and the price is still going to be a little bit higher. And so today, if you're looking for a Rough Ryder knife made in the USA, look no further than Colonel Coon knives. Now, Colonel Coon knives have been around for a long time. And matter of fact, at one time, Smoky Mountain Knife Works was having its Colonel Coon knives made by Queen Cutlery in the United States, just like this one is, made in the USA. But they have since stopped making them through Queen Cutlery and have gone to another cutler to have them made so that they would be more affordable for the USA market, which means they're not the same quality that you would have found in the older Colonel Coon Queen-made knives, but they're still a pretty decent knife. So let's take a look at this one. So as you can probably guess, this is a large toothpick because, well, I collect large toothpicks. This particular one is in their yellow composition or yellow Delrin, a smooth yellow Delrin. And I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm not a big fan of yellow comp, but I do like it on this one. I like the shade of it. And you've got the shield here, the Colonel Coon shield going on. I also have this same knife in walnut, and you see both of them are fairly well made. You have the ringed or threaded bolsters, nice little powder horn going on there, and a good shape on it overall. The blade, I would not say it is highly polished. It definitely is not as well polished as what you find on a Rough Ryder or a case knife, but it's not bad either. Decent enough grind going on with the blade. The blade on this particular one has a very slight wobble on it. I've got another one here, the one in walnut. Does it have the same wobble? Actually, this one is tighter, so there's a little bit of a difference there. Of course, I could send this back to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and if it's still in stock, they would replace it or get one that has a better tightness to it. Yeah, barely wobbling. You've got the Colonel Coon tang stamp and blade etch. It seems to be on all of the knives. The Colonel Coon knives have that blade etch going. Like I said, wouldn't say it's a very strong mirror polish, but it definitely will pick up a fingerprint and such. And what you notice here, instead of brass liners and brass pins, it has stainless steel liners, and it looks like stainless steel pins. I'm not sure if the bolsters are stainless steel. I believe they are stainless steel and not nickel silver. So you basically have stainless steel throughout on them. But overall, the build quality isn't bad at all. I mean, the transition going from the composition into the bolsters is fine. The pins are smooth. The shield is slightly raised, but not too bad. And the wobble really is not that much worse than what I would have found on many case knives and such. And very acceptable considering the knife was only about $32. So about twice the price of a Rough Ryder, but it's made in the United States, and it's still cheaper than what you would find on a case knife. Now, these, I'm almost certain, are made by Baron Son. I'm not always crazy about the quality control that you find in Baron Son knives, but I've had pretty good luck with the Colonel Coon line. So it might be that there's a double check going on with Colonel Coon and Smoky Mountain Knife Works. For instance, on this one here, right here, this pin is slightly raised, but all the rest of them are smooth. I've had that problem with a couple of Rough Riders too. Again, the quality of the transition between everything is pretty decent, and you know, wouldn't say it's the world's greatest, but not bad for the price that you're paying, 35 bucks or so. So if you're looking for USA made Rough Rider knives, this is about what you would get. You're going to get something like what you're getting in the Colonel Coon line currently. And they're not bad for the price that you're paying, especially if what you're looking for is a knife that you're going to use all the time. Comes with a nice box. I like the box. And I think the quality is pretty much there too. It's a decent knife for what you're paying, which is, like I said, about $35. Now, blade steel, they're listing it as 420. I don't know if that's 420 high carbon or just 420 or what. That does mean that what you're going to end up having to do is sharpen this knife even more than you would sharpen 440A. But if you're looking for an American-made knife in the $30 price range, then that's the kind of steel you're going to have to settle on. That's just a fact of life. You're not going to get your S30Vs and your D2 steels and all this other stuff in a USA made knife for 30 bucks. That's just a fact of life. So if you're looking for USA made knives in about the same quality as what you find in your Rough Rider knives, Colonel Coon is the way to go. And like I said, these came in right around $32, $33 versus the $12 to $14. So people have been saying all along, I would pay double for a Rough Rider knife made in the USA. Well, there you have it. Colonel Coon. You're paying double the price of a Rough Rider knife, but it's made in the USA.
Thank you for visiting Knife Chats. I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you will be notified when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. See you soon.